Welcome to a new episode of Books Review Podcast. Today, I review the book Red Pill, written by Hari Kunzru, published in 2020. I found this book when I was searching for something to read in the dark genre, but not too dark with gruesome murders and all. The story revolves around the protagonist imagining, experiencing, and learning about the horrors the world has been experiencing, from post-war East Germany to today's ultra-right. The book is divided into multiple sections describing various phases of the protagonist's journey. The first starts with him leaving New York for a 3-month-long fellowship at Goethe Center in Germany. I like it when an author narrates a book in first person and characterizes himself as a writer. It is nice to imagine that the writer is perhaps writing about his own experiences, and it brings more excitement as we read. The narrator is neither very accomplished nor wealthy. So he has very high expectations from this all-paid workation in a foreign country. But his experiences don't turn out as he imagines. He is allotted a workstation in a shared office. The admin monitors all his computer activity at the center, so there is no privacy. The author's brilliance in writing is expressed when the narrator starts worrying if they are also snooping even in his room with secret CC cameras. Of course, this is a satire on the modern-day lives where governments pry on their citizens using software such as Pegasus. Big companies know everything about you, from your bank password to your secret crush. An entire chapter of 40 pages has been dedicated to the story of a woman who has spent her youth in East Germany. She recounts horrific experiences in the GDR leading up to the reunification. Her anecdote paints a clear picture of what it means to live under constant government scrutiny with spies and informers everywhere. You can't trust even your close friend because there is a high chance for them to be a secret spy. Being a Soviet communist government, it legalized even not having a job, and you need its permission for virtually every activity. The narrator's interactions with the producer of his favorite violent web series are captivating. This producer, the antagonist named Anton, is the metaphor for what is wrong and evil in the 21st century. He harasses the narrator by posing questions no one knows answers to, and he behaves mischievously at every turn. Although his wicked activities are limited, the narrator becomes obsessed with everything Anton speaks and writes online until he loses it completely. He collapses both physically and mentally on a mountain cliff. This section is an oblique depiction of the destructive use of social networks today by certain political parties and alt-right elements to manipulate, divide, and enrage people. Kunzru's depth of understanding of self and the world is fascinating. One example of his thought-provoking ideas is when Anton confronts the narrator by telling him, begin quote, "You're a saint because you have a sentimental wish to help people far away, nice abstract refugees who save you from having to commit to anything real." End quote. Yes, refugees' crises are a real problem everywhere. But can an average working-class citizen do anything about it? The narrator wonders whether he is just a squeamish intellectual who talks about things out of his reach because he is afraid to take any real action. Contrary to my expectations, Kunzru, probably a pessimist, ended the book on a somber note. As we proceed to the final chapter, the narrator returns to New York after a short stint at a mental asylum, only to endure the next phase of his miserable life. The story concludes with the announcement of 2016 U.S. presidential elections. You know who came to power? It will take another book if the author decides to write about what transpired in the next 4 years in the U.S. and the world. The only thing constant in the protagonist's life is the love for his family. Are you a person who wonders what is wrong with this world? If so, the book is a companion in your despair. For more reviews, log on to dreamerschatter.wordpress.com. Thank you for listening. Bye.